If you don't understand what's going on, you're liable to get crazy at this point.
Hi, this is Hank. I'm just calling because I heard you talking about the football game, and I thought I'd get in there and, I got an opinion on that myself.
All right.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 11th episode of Rethink Everything. I'm Tyler Giannassini, and I'm here today with Kent Yoshimura.
International superstar, 3.6 million viewers watching me live on television. Autographs are going to be on the merch page of our website.
World famous.
You're welcome.
We're here this week rethinking some of the things we learned during the 16th week of 2020, the week we thought about the highest possible level of health.
Whoa. Man, back to the health talk. Whew.
Yep. It seems you
I
just
guess
you can't escape it these days.
No, the invisible enemy. Oh,
It's everywhere. So yeah, we like our sort of inciting event here is the announcement that Trump is pulling U.S. funding out of the World Health Organization.
man, the WHO.
Yeah, I I was sort of looking around and trying to see, okay, what are there two sides to this argument? Because of course, we're always like everything with Trump. Usually, at least from my end of the world, is presented with a anti, like, look at this, look at this wahoo, he's pulling funding out of the World Health Organization. So I was looking it up, and it seems like we are, what's the percentage? It's something like 30% of the funding of the WHO.
That's quite a bit. Yeah, there were some stats. It was like it's about 72 cents per American. You consider how much of our national budget goes into the WHO. And, I was doing some digging too. Like, people like to pinpoint facts, but there's obviously corruption across the board in any organization. And look, I think keeping people alive is really important, without a doubt. Hopefully, other like health organizations come out of this, maybe. So it's not well, but at the same time, it should be centralized, right? Like the entire world should be working together to fight pandemics. So
Yeah, for things like this, and that seems to be their primary purpose.
man, and then
I'll
on the
go.
other side of things, though, there's like apparently one of the directors of the World Health Organization was spending millions of dollars on travel and staying in $1,000 hotel rooms. So
Yeah, that's the thing, is like that as soon as it's like a larger organization, people start taking advantage. Like it seems like no matter what it is, no matter how good their intentions were, like I always point at unions as like they unions are a super powerful and super important thing. However, the second they get big, it seems as though someone steps in and takes advantage of it, and the whole purpose of it
right,
gets undermined.
and it's always just that one person. It's like that drop of ink in a pristine glass of water.
Yeah,
So just fix the bad seeds.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No kidding. Yeah, it's the Jimmy Hoffas of the world, really helping keep these things um, from actually doing their good.
The things they have to do.
Yeah.
Organizations, do we need them? Should we all just be, you know, anarchists,
All right.
independent? Do we need
So
anyone?
so on that thought, I was looking up the first, it was sort of looking at these global organizations and like, okay, do you need them? What purpose do they serve? Apparently, the first international organization was the International Telecommunication Union, founded in 1865. Um,
That's
which kind
a
of
lot
makes
more
sense.
recent than I thought, though.
Yeah, way more recent than
1865?
you thought. There's probably like alliances and things like that before that, but as far as an international like group to accomplish a purpose, this is supposedly the first. And it kind of makes sense because it starts right about the time. where we're using telegraphs internationally. So, people are having to communicate with each other across the globe on telegraphs. And in order to do that, uh, Germany can't be using a totally different standard from France, who's using a totally different standard from England. So this organization was formed so that there would be a series of best practices. Make sure that
Mm.
the signals weren't just I guess weren't all sort of in foreign language, and you not knowing, okay, how do you start and stop a conversation, these kinds of things across the telegraph waves.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
Like,
And then
as-
now is it just Comcast and Time Warner? Like, has it evolved into that, or is it still its
um,
own
it's
like
still
union?
the International uh, Telecommunication Union, I believe, still exists. They deal now with all sorts of things. So, like, they currently organize the flight patterns of satellites, or at least they attempt to. For those who are working with them, those nations that launch satellites and are working with them, they'll help make sure that satellites aren't going to be crashing into each other. They
And there's a
choose the
crap load of
orbits there.
satellites.
Right. Yeah, huge
Yeah,
amount at this point. It's pretty crazy.
ridiculous. I mean, it's become an issue at this point where there's so many dead satellites at this point that
Right.
there's now organizations that go up and try to clean those up.
Catch it, catch
Well,
it.
we're in the
Oh man,
future.
I missed it. It's gonna go around the Earth again.
Yeah. It's like, oh boy. I'm sure you could use the scrap metal for some useful things, though.
Yeah, yeah. I'll send it all to the moon. We'll pick it up there later to build our moon
Yeah,
base.
yeah. Hey, Tyler, that's not a bad idea.
I'm getting into the satellite mining industry.
The Satellite Mining Moon Union.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kick that off. By
So after
Elon.
I think we're gonna need it. I think we're gonna need it. There's gonna be a lot of people vying for space up there.
Oh yeah,
What Trump wants to mine the moon, right?
it's
Something like that.
expensive real estate.
Yeah. Uh, so after the International Telecommunication Union, the first general international organization, um, the precursor to the United Nations, the League of Nations, actually was
Mm.
started in 1920. So this is, rather than an international organization dedicated to one single purpose, this is like a general, all
Just like
around
a,
kind of
a boys' club.
multiple departments, kind of like the United Nations, actually, to where the WHO is part of the UN, now folded into the United Nations, from as far as I understand. Um, the League of Nations had multiple departments that were in charge of different things, but their core principal mission was to maintain world peace. And they were started in 1920.
They did
So,
that really, really well.
yeah. So
Well,
they
it
lasted
sort
right
of worked
about
out.
until 1946.
Like they went in, they joined the war to promote peace afterwards. Like you can't have peace without war.
Yeah, it's true. You have to. We've got to deliver more peace. It's already too peaceful, sir.
Oh
Apparently,
man.
Woodrow Wilson um, was a huge help in organizing it, and actually won the Nobel Peace Prize for his efforts in establishing the League of Nations. But the United States never joined.
What?
Just
Who the hell is giving out these
like,
Nobel Peace Prizes then?
hey, all you countries should, you guys should really work on world peace. We're not going to join. Like,
You
we're going
guys
to
do
sort of
it.
do our own thing. You guys should really have this organization, though.
Yeah, sir. Weapon sales make up about 50% of the budgets. So, all right, guys, back to war. Man, speaking of extraordinary leagues, a little side fact that I learned is Sean Connery, who was in the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I think that was the last film he ever did, and the reason he joined that film is because although look, I guess to preface it, he was given the role of Morpheus in The Matrix and passed on it because he thought it was dumb. He was given the role in some other action movie and passed on it because he thought it was also dumb. Upon getting the script for The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, he also thought it was dumb, but he was wondering if it was him versus the script and maybe like the times of Hollywood have passed him. No, it was just a bad movie. And since then, he just decided to retire, I think.
Wow. Yeah, I mean,
it's hard to retire. I can do the Sean Connery voice.
I would think that it would be nice to have a go out on a high note.
Yeah, it's good.
Disappointing with the ending on that movie. I liked him in Finding Forrester. I don't know. I was young at that point, so maybe it's not as good as I remember it. But
he plays a really good Sean Connery, and that's what it is. And like like the League of Nations, which brought an end to peace. The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen brought an end to Sean Connery's career. Fortunately.
No, we can't be out there telling what his old thing, that clip of him saying, "Yes, well, sometimes you have to slap a woman if she's trying to provoke you."
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Different times. Yeah, the times have definitely passed him.
I don't think. I think he meant it in a different way. I think he meant. I just assumed that he had some exciting bedroom relationships where he was with ladies that they talk a lot of ass at him.
Oh,
then,
it was like a
they're like a
little role playing thing.
Yeah, a little role play, little domestic violence role play.
Okay, yeah, that's probably what it is. That's definitely what it is.
If you don't watch your mouth, I'm going to have to slap you.
Ooh, Shawnee. Oh man,
my favorite Bond is Roger Daltrey. You take that back. Yeah. Take it back.
Starts warming his hands up. Oh, well. So speaking of the WHO, a little more digging that we did with just who, Doctor Who. I think there's some interesting facts there. Speaking of who, yeah, on the topic of WHO, we started thinking Doctor Who came up, and the first question that came into my head was, why the hell is this show so popular? I don't get it. Is it me? Is it me?
I'm in the same boat. It's like it blew up, like 5 years ago or something like that.
It's just been going on though.
Fanaticism. Yeah. Well, so I think it was maybe just always a British thing, but it's only recently that the US has kind of gained some obsession there, or at least as far as I can tell, that seems to be the case. The best answer I could find as to why people like the show is that because, quote, end quote, because of its freewheeling conceit, each episode can be anything, be any genre it chooses to be: horror, monster invasion, Victorian ghost story, historical parody, etc., etc. Each episode is a different genre, which gives the show a freshness and license to invent that other shows just don't have.
Well, okay. I mean, that's a good explanation, but I feel you could do that with, I mean, just watch one-offs. I don't know. There's like Black Mirror. There's which has been terrible lately, but there's Twilight Zone.
I
I
think
guess I'm just naming a bunch of famous, popular other shows too.
so. I think you had mentioned you're watching Community again, or had
Oh, so
recently
good.
watched some Community again, and I think that that's the same appeal, and maybe Doctor Who was just the first one to really do that in the 1960s or 70s, is say we don't have a genre. You have no idea what type of show you're going to tune in to watch every week, because while the Twilight Zone is a different story every week, it's always going to be kind of like a mystery thing.
I see
Um,
what you mean. So is because the episodes I've watched of Doctor Who, they don't come off as comedy. It's always
mm-mm.
like there's
No, if
comedic
someone tells you to
points,
watch
but
the show, they usually tell you to watch one of the more dramatic episodes.
right, exactly.
Which, yeah, I can see what they're saying with the like. Okay, that I did watch like a compelling kind of ghost story kind of one. Um, it's like it made for a good one-off episode. It's just the whole framework that I'm like, what? I don't why he's got this spinny thing and he says timey wimey and that makes me upset.
Who the hell says timey wimey? Oh no, not
Nobody
on my
says that.
timey wimey. You don't say timey wimey. Yeah, the doctor.
There's a
He's
little
just
too much cute there.
too much cute. Too much cute. Benedict Cumberpickle is it's too much. What kind of name is that even? And he's a
Wait, no,
doctor.
Benedict Cumberpickle did not play the Doctor. He turned it down. I guess
Oh, really?
as did Hugh Grant. Yeah, both
Hugh
could have been Doctors of the Who variety.
Doctors of the Hugh variety.
So I did look up some fun facts about the show. A lot of people probably already know that 12 different actors have headlined the series as the Doctor. But
Crazy. It's like James Bond.
what I didn't know is that uh, I guess it's not. So that's built into the story. There's some sort of like regeneration thing where he turns into a new person of some kind. And I guess the original notes for how that is supposed to appear on screen is that um, the quote is, "It should be as if he had the LSD drug," the memo explains. And instead of experiencing the kicks, he has the hell and dank horror which can be its effect.
Oh,
Like, it's
okay.
like,
So he's just having a bad acid trip.
yeah, yeah. I like that as just like a casual note here. It is as if he had the LSD drug.
That is such a 60s 70s TV show pitch.
Yeah,
It's like I got it. I got the idea. Well, it's just like a bad acid trip. Like, well, why a bad acid trip? Well, everything's too good right now.
uh, a bad acid trip would be the Michael Jackson version, which apparently almost happened in the 1980s.
As in,
They were,
Michael Jackson was going to
yeah,
play Doctor Who.
the King of Pop was going to play the Time Lord in a Doctor Who movie.
I mean, I
Sounds
would
like
have watched that. I feel like I
yeah.
would like Doctor Who more if that was the case.
I mean, remember Captain EO? It's the best. It's
Captain
like that.
EO?
It's that
What's that
weird
from?
3D musical at. I think they only show it at Disneyland. You go in, put on the 3D glasses, and you watch Captain EO. He's like this weird space adventurer who has Muppet friends and dances. He dances at these evil people until they turn into good people.
Oh.
If you haven't seen it, it's a real treat. It's a real treat.
It's at Disneyland?
Yeah. It was like in that big theater in Tomorrowland.
Yeah. All
Captain
right.
EO.
Definitely have to go check that out. That sounds great.
Yeah, you can probably find it online. I'm nearly certain you'll be able to find it online. You don't need to go see it in 3D. And they probably don't show it anymore because of Michael Jackson's sketchy relationship with children and Disneyland's
Yeah.
uh, inherent tie to those children's.
But he's turning the bad adults into good adults.
It's true. It's
Man.
true.
So,
If only he could have danced himself into a good person.
nah. He's
Oops.
bad.
Oops.
He's bad.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah,
But
he says it himself.
I also don't understand the TARDIS. Like,
Oh
as
yeah,
like it's just a phone booth.
yeah.
Is
So
Doctor Who from the future? Why the hell are there phone booths around even still?
he said, yeah. So the supposedly the TARDIS, the weird little thing that he pops in due to time travel, it's just meant to be a time machine. But it's supposed to have a thing that always disguises it, called the chameleon circuit. But it's supposedly broken as part of the fiction, and so it always looks like a phone booth.
Just like budget cuts. Just it's like
Yeah,
instead
yeah,
it's not in our budget. Let's just
yeah. Just
keep it a
write
phone
it.
booth.
Just make sure it's a phone booth. We can afford one phone booth.
So when he travels into the future, though, no one thinks it's weird. It's like, why is there a phone booth here?
I think they
They
do.
should
I think he
really
has to
fix that.
hide it or something. I don't know. I haven't seen enough of it.
It's
I,
just
it
the
just
entire
can't.
episode is him just lugging around this phone booth, trying to figure out where to hide it.
To our millions and millions of British listeners, I apologize for our lack of Doctor Who enthusiasm and knowledge.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're just like tearing apart their national treasure. it's, I'm sure it's good. I'm sure it's good. It's like one of those shows that you watched as a child, and I get it.
Yeah, yeah, that seems to be the thing. So you have to get into it early.
I do know the doctors have married 3 times. That we
Oh yeah.
know of. Yeah,
Oh,
Queen Elizabeth the First, OG Queen Elizabeth, Marilyn Monroe, and River Song.
River Song. Who's River Song?
I think it's just a fictional character from the show.
But the other two are famous.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, maybe for the sake of fan fiction, or maybe people are offended. It's just like Doctor Who married the Queen. Like
Yeah,
that's not kosher.
don't make no sense.
There's holes in this show.
So yeah, he's a doctor, right? Like, is he a doctor of anything? Is he a doctor of time?
He's like a doctor in the way that like a chiropractor calls himself a doctor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just kind of throw it on the front there.
Is there? Yeah, just when you're on the plane, it's like, is there a doctor in the house?
I was
And
like Doc Antle from Tiger King, Doctor Bhagavan Antle.
what did he do again?
He's the ponytail guy who runs his own sanctuary.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's
What is he a doctor of?
Tiger Doctor, obviously.
Of doctors of doctors of tigers. Oh, this man's had a heart attack. Do you think you can help him? I'm sorry, I'm a tiger doctor. You're gonna have to find someone
Uh,
else.
what would you? Okay, so if I had to list a top 3 doctors, I'm probably Doctor, Doctor House,
Doctor House,
because
yeah,
Hugh Laurie just kills that role. No matter how formulaic and cheesy that show could be, Hugh Laurie, baller,
yeah.
super good.
Doogie Howser.
Oh, Doogie House, that's a good
Because
one.
how is a child doing all this? He must be a genius.
You can tell because he's a child and he's doing all that.
Oh, and 30 Rock. Uh, Dr. Spaceman.
Oh, Doctor Spaceman.
The Spaceman.
That's a good top 3 doctors. I put Doctor Strange as good doctor.
Doctor
Doctor
Strange is a good.
Phil.
Oh, Doctor Strange is Benicio Cumber Pumpkin.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what it was. Got those two
Benicio
confused.
Pickle Patch, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Good doctors.
It says
Um,
supposedly in 2008, Gregory House was voted the second sexiest television doctor ever. Do you want to guess who's the first sexiest television doctor? And remember, it has to come before 2008, so it cannot be Bondabo Camberblaw.
shoot. Well, I mean, I want to say it's like I wish it was like so. You can't say Doogie Howser because he's a child, and that would have been weird.
Not if you're a child, though.
Yeah, Nickelodeon. Yeah, like on the Nickelodeon Awards, it's like sexiest doctor on television. As a kid, why would you look up to like ER or
Boom. Ding, ding,
Dr.
ding.
Seuss?
ER. Doug Ross.
Mr.
George
Mr.
Clooney.
Clooney.
Sexiest doctor.
I feel like that's just it's just too easy.
It is too easy. I'm sure if this was after 2008, we'd
Yeah,
have that Grey's Anatomy be all
Grey's
over it.
Anatomy. There's a children's hospital. Robert Corddry.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He's
Oh,
great.
Rob Corddry. He's fantastic.
Clown doctor.
So, enough about British doctors. We should get into something cooler, like
Yeah, like British bands,
yeah, rock and roll.
like the Who.
Who?
Who? More WHO conversation. Oh my gosh! So, what? I can't believe we're leaving the Who behind.
We're, we're leaving Doctor Who behind for sure.
Oh yeah, Doctor Who. I don't care about.
Enough. So the band The Who, we've got something of a special guest today because to help us, interpret and understand these Who facts, we're going to ring up a member of our team named Tommy, and we're ringing up Tommy because the band Who created one of the like initial gigantic rock operas, and its name is Tommy. So, who better to help us fumble through our understanding of this band than someone named Tommy?
We have a true expert on our team. How fortunate! Let's ring Tommy up.
Ring. Ring.
Come on, young Tommy.
Tommy, can you hear me? Tommy, can you hear me? Tommy,
Hello,
can
mate.
you hear me?
Oh, and there's our expert.
Our expert. Oh boy.
Yeah,
I don't know what I signed up for.
We know, given your name, you know so much about the band The Who, and we just want to get your expert opinion on them.
Yeah. Got it.
So
well, I'll say the first comment that I have on the subject is when I got the first message from Kent saying Tyler and I are going to call you. I thought, all right, I'll start the job search now. Like, I get it. We're in tough times. Like, I understand. But in all actuality, I was the only person in my 8th grade science class. I guess a little backstory. Our 8th grade science teacher, his name was Mr. Gassman. He would give out these little points called G's if you got questions right, if you were like a good, student, etc. And you could use those G's to purchase his old vinyls. He had a huge collection of vinyls that he didn't really feel too attached to anymore. So he would have us purchase them from him with those fake points.
Nice.
Well, every once in a while he would do an
That's
auction. It was a really, really great idea. He was an awesome teacher, and the classroom was great. He had snakes you could also purchase to hang out with a snake for the entire class period.
What?
So
hang on.
Things took
he
a
would
turn.
just put it around your neck and be like, "Here you go." Saba's your friend for the day or whatever.
Did this teacher teach at all?
Oh, absolutely. I think he was the single most intelligent science teacher I've ever had, who actually taught me the most that I know, which is not that much, so don't get too excited. But he did the most of it, I think.
He taught me about the power of rock music.
Absolutely. So I bought my dad a gift from him. It was oh boy, Kansas, right? So
Oh,
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
Kansas.
I'm blanking on the name of the popular
Carry
song, but
on my wayward soul.
yeah, there we go. So I got him that because my dad used to collect vinyls, but he hasn't in a long time, just because they're not out there all the time anymore, I guess. So,
Right.
and then every once in a while he would do an auction, right? So he does an auction where he would like ask a question, and the first person to raise their hand and answer the question would get a vinyl for that. So it would be like trivia. So he like asked this question. I don't remember exactly how the question went, but it was something along the lines of the time period and the name Tommy is in one of their songs. And I was like, oh, hello. And nobody else in the classroom knew it. I guess it's because we were all eighth graders and nobody listens to The Who in the eighth grade. But hey, so I like raised my hand. I was like, dude, it's The Who. And I got it. So
Nice.
but
Wow.
that's the extent of my knowledge. That's all I've got.
Well,
I'm a
that's a
pinball wizard apparently, and
that's an excellent start, because we've got some other Who knowledge to blast at you.
Because
oh, great.
inevitably you're going to get asked in the future. It's like, Tommy, like the Who movie.
Yeah.
Right?
You must know everything about it.
Yep.
You still have
Yeah,
a few
absolutely
years
will.
before all those old folks die off and stop asking you about the musical.
Yeah, boomers still have a few years left, right?
Yeah. You will escape someday,
Oh,
probably.
boomers and Old Dirty Bastard like the movie. Apparently, Old Dirty Bastard said Tommy was a great film. I don't know why I sound like an old British man, but a blind deaf kid who could play pinball. What a very great idea! That's so
The
wholesome. That's like
phasing,
a
what a
wholesome
very
quote
great idea.
from Old Dirty Bastard
Oh
of all
my
people.
God.
It's great.
Yeah.
I guess.
Can you guys hear my chair rocking in the background? By the way, that's like my one least favorite thing about
I
this.
hear a little
My
creak.
office
Yeah, that's a nice.
space. It's a shitty old
Yeah,
chair.
it gives us
Okay,
like
anyways,
the vibe of someone sitting
an
on their
ambiance.
porch,
Oh, okay.
drinking some sweet tea
Oh,
and
Sweet
and
tea.
listening to
wistfully
The Who.
thinking about the Who. Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, from the Muppets, Animal is inspired by Keith Moon from the Who.
Mhm.
So
Okay,
is
Yeah,
Animal the
fun
Muppet
little
a drug
factoid.
addict?
I mean,
Or
have you
implied?
seen Animal the
Most
Muppet?
likely.
He's definitely on drugs.
That guy's
Yeah.
definitely on drugs.
Yeah, 100% of the time.
There's
The
no
Sesame
way
Street
Animal's sober.
definitely deals with some heavy subject matter. And speaking of Keith Moon, he celebrated his 21st birthday at a Holiday Inn and basically got the entire rest of the band banned from Holiday Inns for life because he trashed that place so badly.
Wow.
Oh my God.
I can see
And
Animal the
I
Muppet
can
doing that.
imagine that Animal has done that too.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
I can see it.
Clearly inspired. He trashes everything when he wants to jam out.
A party
Absolutely.
with Animal the Muppet would be absolutely awesome, though.
That would be so cool.
Yeah, if that was a thing you could experience, someone needs to make a VR experience, like trash a hotel room with Animal from the Muppets.
Right.
Genius.
But they already have the whole Muppets stage in. Is it Universal Studios? I can't remember. Is it Disney? Oh God, I don't know.
And in the Hollywood area of Disney's California Adventure, there is the Muppet Theater.
Okay, gotcha. Well then, hey, they've got the money for it. They could set up your birthday party for free every time.
I may have worked at Disneyland and California Adventure for 2.5 years. I don't know if I've mentioned that to you before, Tony.
No, that is not something you've mentioned before. That's pretty cool.
Spent some time with. Do you know the monster Sweetums? Like the big giant hairy monster with the huge lips and nose, who's like just scary and brown.
Yes, I'm gonna look her up. Yes. Okay, always reminds me
that thing we would always see wandering around backstage.
Oh my God!
Helmet on. It's like, oh, it's Sweetums. Like that would make you feel like you're wandering around like with the Muppets. Very
fun. Did it ruin any of the magic for you, or what do you think?
I mean, no. Like, okay. I just put when I go, I'll I'll put myself just mentally back into that place where I'm getting into it. Like I tend to try not to prevent myself from. I'm sure it could. Like there's definitely memories of like other weird stuff that would happen and like that would do there. So
Yeah.
I mean, some of the illusions are broken, but I would say it's enhanced by having worked there. Is like there's more magic. So there's
because
like
you know how the magic
nostalgia.
works sometimes. Yeah.
I think don't eat the
I
turkey
think
legs
that a lot of people.
was the best advice
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
you gave.
Yeah. Do not eat the turkey legs.
Why is that?
I'm under strict NDA. No, just kidding. I don't think I am. So, so it just so everyone who's listening, who's ever had one of those disgusting turkey legs, can understand why you would not eat one of those again.
They're so
Besides the
juicy.
fact that it's disgusting.
We would use these little mobile like warmers to bring the turkey legs from where they're cooked on stage.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point, we were cleaning out. I think two of those had this unique feature, but we started cleaning those out, and behind some of the metal panels, where the grease congeals, was just handfuls and handfuls and handfuls of maggots that we would rinse out.
Oh.
Yes, and then you know,
Oh my god.
no significant budget, I guess, for that department. So despite requesting, we had to just wash them as best we could and send them back out into service. So
Alrighty.
that's
Okay.
why I highly recommend never ever eating those turkey legs. It's disgusting.
Don't touch the turkey
I
leg.
can't
I
wait
thought it was going to
to-
be some kind of thing like they would soak it in that sleep hormone or whatever that they're just filled with, so it makes you go to sleep or something.
tryptophan?
So not that. Yeah, tryptophan, exactly. Not that they would like be covered in maggots.
I
every
wish
time
I
you play.
wish
Yeah.
it was
I can't wait for this
tryptophan.
to pop up on like a Reddit. Today I learned.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Holy cow! Oh my god.
So
Oh,
there you
man.
Maybe
go.
we'll get enough exposure out there. Who knows?
So, just a slight little detour there on the Disneyland note. Back to sweet Who facts for you, Tommy.
Hit him!
The Who holds the record for the loudest concert. At a 1976 concert at the Valley, the band hit a record 120 decibels. That got them featured in the Guinness Book of World Records.
Wow, louder than Metallica, huh?
Yeah,
I would have thought Metallica would have the loudest.
I'm a little
concerts,
skeptical
hands
about
down.
this.
I'm
fact.
skeptical too because, you know, a normal conversation is about 60 decibels. A lawnmower goes to about 90. And then a loud rock concert is just, it's supposed to generally be about 120 decibels.
I mean, where do you think
So,
Skrillex hits on that?
dude,
I have
go
to
like,
imagine
yeah,
since
like
the rise of
electronic pop.
EDM,
Well, did it say rock concert or did it say concert?
It's-
just as loudest concert.
loudest concert
Okay,
for the
well,
Who.
Skrillex is definitely in there.
Maybe nobody
I
else
don't
has
know.
just nobody else brought out
Recorded
the You have to like
Yeah.
summon a Guinness Book of World Records person.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Like a car
my
siren,
gosh.
like an ambulance siren at 100 feet away is 140 decibels. So that's louder already than a Who concert.
All right, Tommy. Purge that memory from your fact bank for
From
now.
your memory.
Yeah.
No. Tell everyone. It's your namesake.
Tell everybody. Did you know?
If anybody ever said, it's like, oh, Tommy, like from The Who, and I'd be like, oh yeah, did you know that the loudest concert on Earth was performed by The Who at 120 decibels?
Yeah, I hope this is how you respond to everyone who points out your association with
Right, that's the
band.
only
No.
fact you know from The Who.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I've got.
No.
I don't know any of the songs. I
You
just
say
know
the
that.
animal thing for sure. They'll love that.
The animal one's good. Yeah, so maybe they didn't have the loudest concert, but Keith Moon's drum set was the most expensive drum kit ever sold at an auction for $253,000.
Oh
Yikes.
my gosh.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Who spends that kind of money?
Wow.
I know. Why do
I
you?
don't. Kurt. I don't know.
Someone's building a museum.
Yeah, you can't even play it,
Wow.
right? Like you just buy it for aesthetic reasons.
It belongs in a museum.
Yeah, no, you definitely don't want to play that. Oh Lord.
And to think of all those drum kits that Keith Moon ever destroyed. Damn. Maybe that's why this one was so valuable. It's like the one he didn't
because it
print.
wasn't destroyed.
I don't know why I know the names of so many of the members of the Who. Like I know Keith Moon's name, I know Roger
Pete
Daltrey.
Townsend, Roger Daltrey.
Yeah, I know Pete Townsend. I don't know why I know all those names. Like there's no, I don't know that those names about like famous bands like the Beatles. No, just
Yeah,
kidding.
I don't know
I
any
do
of the
know those
names,
ones.
but I'm practically an infant, so.
It's like, and then there's that one other guy in the Who that no one remembers. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a four-person
I think
band.
that's the one who must be identified as Guess Who.
Yeah, yeah. American woman. Who is
That
the
took me
fourth?
the longest time. Like I don't think I knew until we started looking into the Who that the Who and the Guess Who were in fact two different bands. I thought that they were, but then I also thought that maybe like the Guess Who was an album by the Who.
That sounds right.
Oh,
It
that
does
would be
sound
right,
like
yeah.
it would be their first album, right?
In an
Guess
alternate
Who?
universe, there's definitely an album by The Who called Guess Who. Wow.
But I guess Roger Daltrey, he is no Keith Moon. He was he did not get into abusing substances. He stuck with marijuana.
Ooh, the
Hallelujah.
devil's planned.
What a man.
Supposedly also stands out in the rock rubric for his marriage. He's been with his wife Heather since 1971.
Wow.
It has to be like an open marriage or something, right? Like, I would
Yeah.
assume just
Yeah, come on.
being a
Who are you
rock
trying to kid?
Oh my god.
that caliber in the
Since
70s.
71. Honestly, are they still alive? I don't even know any of this.
Yeah, me neither.
I think
Was
they're
it-
only
did
in
you-
their like 60s.
Did you guys see
All right.
the Queen biopic?
Bohemian Rhapsody?
No?
Yeah.
Oh, I saw the very ending of it, I think.
It was supposedly it was heavily written by like members of the band, but they like when oh my god, I'm blanking on the lead singer.
Freddie Mercury?
Freddie Mercury.
Freddie, when Freddie Mercury would like be so they'll show like these scenes of like Freddie Mercury like partying hard, and then and then the rest of the band is just like, well, we've got to go home to our families.
Yeah.
And I guess they had like a huge influence on the writing of the movie. Like,
That's so funny. Yeah,
Yeah.
we were good this whole time. Also, we're all still
we
alive.
didn't do anything. Yeah.
Drugs?
Well,
Ew. That was
Freddie
all Freddie.
Mercury had no family to go home to because they disowned him. So, I mean, I'd be partying too.
Yeah, true. I think they were all partying. The other guys
They
just
probably-
made it seem
probably.
like no. It was just
Yeah.
him.
Oh, absolutely
He was
not.
out of control.
No, it's just Freddie. It was only the dead guy.
Yeah. The one who can't fight back.
Exactly.
Right.
The only one that we can't fact check.
Rami Malek did an amazing job in that movie, though.
He really did.
The
Yeah.
movie itself was terrible, but
Yeah, the
Rami
movie
Malek
was-
did a fantastic job.
Was it really terrible? I
That's
only
so
saw
bad.
the end of it.
His
He seemed like a
performance
very
is
good
really
Freddie
good,
Mercury.
but yeah, the movie itself is well. Have you seen the movie Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story?
No.
I like that
Okay.
movie.
It's a fantastic movie, but it's the perfect criticism of, and it's like 10 years before this movie, but it's the perfect criticism of music biopics.
Yeah.
It's always
You don't
the
want
same
none of this,
formula.
do we? What is that? It's called
Dewey Cox.
cocaine. It makes everything better. I kind of want to try it. No, Dewey.
All right, but just
Oh
this
my
once.
God.
Which,
It was like the Dewey Cox has to think about his entire life before he goes on stage, because they all do that thing where like the beginning of the movie is the end of the movie, and they're flashing back to how
Yeah.
they joined their band, because that's what people in rock bands think about before they go on stage.
Oh, of course.
Oh, definitely.
Everything wrong they've ever done.
It's not like I'm so nervous. It's like, all right.
I just
Let
gotta
me have
think
my
about
life
the
flash before
innocence
my
of
eyes like I'm
music.
about to die. Yeah. Mm-mm.
Oh man, yeah. Roger Daltrey, though, going back to the Who. Speaking of like the one kind of sober, cool guy, and the not cool guy. They're all cool, but he used to make the guitars himself.
What?
That's freaking badass.
Wow.
Yeah,
That
he
is-
used to work in a
holy
sheet metal
cow.
factory. They made the guitars.
That is crazy.
Wait,
So-
guitars aren't made out of sheet metal. This is
Wait.
bullshit.
Yeah, you're right.
Hang on. How many Who facts are we going to uncover today that are all false?
Yeah.
No. Repeat all of them for sure.
Keep spreading
Eventually,
the lies.
they'll be just as good as the truth.
Right. Oh my gosh.
Also, tell everyone that you were
So
in
what-
the movie Tommy
Yes.
and you played
Okay.
Tommy.
All right. Oh, easy. They would believe it.
The truest fact of them all.
When did that movie come out?
When were you born? Then.
Let's answer the first question because I feel like it was probably made before I was born.
Just a little bit before you were born. It was made in 1975.
Oh, just a little bit. Yeah.
Just,
not too bad.
just a skosh.
1998.
That's 10 years
My
before I
parents
was
were
born.
barely born. Wow.
Do you have young parents? Let's be totally off topic.
Mostly yes. They're not like young, but they had they started having kids by age 29, so
okay.
they are
Okay.
on the
That's not-
younger side,
not
but
bad.
definitely not like super young.
Yeah.
No. Oh my gosh, my dad's side though, that's another story. His mom is closer in age to his older sister than she is to him because she had his older sister when she was 16.
Oof.
And then he didn't come in until like 25 years later. So it's literally like
Whoa.
so whack. So
Oh, yeah.
That
So
sounds like a
they're,
math
it's
problem.
literally
Like in the
oh,
SATs.
it's horrible. Yeah, and they're like 5 siblings, and they're like 4 or 5 years between them at least. So, and he's not even the youngest one. So the youngest one is even like 4 years younger. So it's wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
My mom's side of the family had a couple of generations that are tightly packed where it's, like back to back having kids at 18.
Right.
It was like, whoa.
Right.
It's like you wind
Yeah,
up with
yeah.
a lot more people in that family than
Yep.
the other side.
Yep.
Different
And my
times.
great grandma on one side was as old as my grandma on the other side.
Yeah, and different times indeed, Ken. It's really interesting to see, like, not so long ago that was so commonplace, and then nowadays, people that I graduate high school with, if I hear that any of them are getting married right now, I'm like, dude, what a wacko!
Yeah, why are you doing?
Like,
Why are you ruining your life like
yeah,
that?
Exactly. I'm like, you have so much to live for. They're only 21, 22, and they're already like getting married. But literally
past, you
50
were
years ago, it
shamed.
was totally normal.
Well, I don't
I
know.
know.
I don't know if you're familiar with this, but that's what Jesus wants. So.
Oh, I'm not familiar with anything that Jesus wants, unfortunately. Sorry.
At least according
He wants
to
us to drink his blood
most
and eat his
generations of
bones.
yeah, all that good stuff. Do we have any more Who facts?
I think those are the Who facts for now. So, Tommy,
The Who facts.
did this all refresh your memory?
Oh, it was enlightening. Absolutely. I know so many more fun facts that I can pull out of the party. 90% of which are most likely fake. But who's gonna check me?
But you,
Who's gonna check me?
Who is going to check you? Indeed.
Exactly. Who's gonna check me? I say, the Who had the loudest concert at over 120 decibels in 1976. Someone's gonna pull out their phone and be like, actually, I think it was Metallica in 1994. Okay. All right.
But it
Well,
was
you're
the
not
record
making
in
it.
'76. Damn it.
What?
It was the record. I didn't say they kept the record. I said they held the record.
When was that Guinness World Records book published? Who knows? That's about all I need, though, I think.
Well, great.
I've got ammo for days.
Great. Thank you so much for appearing, for being our resident Who expert.
Oh, absolutely. After this session, I have no right to not be the resident Who expert. So.
Double expert.
That's right. If you ever need anything, you know who to call.
Who to call. Oh, wow.
Yeah, you have to say it like that. You have to say
who
to call.
to call.
Who to call. Every time someone says who, they trigger me.
Who? Did someone say who?
Oh
my God.
Did you know that the Muppet animal was based on?
We've heard that fact like
Oh my
15
God.
times already, Tommy.
I know. And like, I'm sorry, it's a guttural response. I don't have control over my mind. Holy cow.
Well, Tommy, I think it's time for you to get kicked off our podcast. Unfortunately, there's no way to
Okay.
hang up.
This
The only option of the device we have
is to
gives
block
us
you.
just to kick you off. So
Hey, that's okay. This is my claim to fame from now on. So I'll take
True
it.
fact.
I'll take it.
But
Absolutely.
maybe you'll be back in a future episode.
Yeah, we
hope.
always need
Sounds
experts.
fun to me. Oh yeah. You know, with my 21 years of experience, I'm an expert on a lot of things.
All
All
right,
right.
Tommy.
Well, let me know.
Will
This was
do.
fun.
Until next time.
Ciao.
All right.
Cool.
Well, running out of the band The Who, there's only one logical place to go when you're talking about the World Health Organization, and that's great horned owls. Who? Yeah, they're always making that who sound. Good viral marketing for the WHO. I think they actually that was a great marketing decision on their part.
Implant all the owls with just what you're named. Yeah, who? Why is it? You know what? They should just make their mascot an owl.
Totally.
They need to talk to a branding agency. They got like a snake on their flag. Like, come on.
It should be like a half Keith Moon, half owl.
I love it. Totally makes sense. Like an owl
Done.
carrying drumsticks with bright red eyes, just from doing drugs all night.
Ooh, spooky. So, on the topic of owls, I looked up something I had listened to on a podcast, which is, I believe the guy's name is Michael Peterson. Michael Peterson was an American novelist who was convicted in 2003 of murdering his second wife, Kathleen Peterson.
Wait, what happened to his first wife?
2001. She got
Also
out
murdered.
while the getting was good.
Got it. Smart.
So what's interesting about this case is it's like slightly graphic. So I guess if you're triggered, and we're supposed to do that thing where you warn people about triggers and stuff, a little bit of violence here. But Kathleen Peterson was found in her home. Basically, like her entire head was slashed up. So she's like missing chunks of hair. Part of her scalp is torn off. It just looks like she's been like stabbed around the head multiple times. And I believe it was basically, presumed to be a murder right off the bat. Husband claimed he came and found her at the bottom of a stairwell, like that. But later, one of the neighbors suggested, and this is just someone totally unrelated to the case. He's just a neighbor of the Peterson, and he happened to be an attorney. He approached the police and suggested that an owl might have been responsible. So the North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation Evidence found a feather in their evidence.
Interesting.
And thus is where the origin of this theory is.
She was having a love affair with an owl.
The claim is that it just flew in, got stuck in her hair, and then sliced and diced her, and then I guess just left without a trace. Peterson's attorneys also found a wooden sliver from a tree limb entangled in a clump of hair. They later re-examined the hair and found that 2 more microscopic owl feathers had been found.
Oh, interesting.
So a little tiny bit of evidence that might suggest that this happened.
Right. He planted it there. Why did they immediately go to him, though? Has there been domestic disputes in the past that would have led them to be like, it's definitely the husband?
You know,
Like, that's a
I
strong
don't
accusation.
I from what I read, I don't know if there was any history. I don't believe there was any history of like domestic violence. However, I mean, why they look at him is he's the one who discovered the body, which is usually a big red flag.
Yeah,
Husband or wife is usually like first suspect numero uno.
that is true.
I don't know what kind of books he wrote, but he was an author. Maybe he wrote murder mysteries. You just never know.
Why are all your victims named Kathleen? Yeah,
uh,
it's a likely case. The owl theory. Wow, so owls are vicious murderers. There's a great gifs on Reddit r nature is metal, where you could see how quickly and how quietly an owl comes in and just murders whatever animal that they're on the hunt for.
yeah, there are some. They have some pretty crazy claws and beaks.
There's also a great, yeah. It got pretty popular for a while. It's these baby barn owls that are just hanging out in a barn, and they're just screaming and freaking out. They're the most terrifying looking things. Um,
Oh, the little alien things.
they look like aliens. Just go look up baby
Yeah,
barn owls, and
yeah.
you'll see a video of them.
That video of the guy who thought he had aliens in his attic.
And yeah, and it was just owls. Speaking of like just cryptids and aliens and the supernatural, Mothman, as you may all know from the 1997 film with Richard Gere, uh, people just suspect the Mothman to be a great horned owl. But
Oh, well, that's
if
not
you
as
don't know,
scary as
yeah,
a man, half moth.
but it's amazing how they start making just the correlations between things. Because in the Mothman prophecy was, for those who have seen the film, it was about these strange things that begin happening in the town, and I think Richard Gere goes and investigates it. But a bridge in, I believe it was West Virginia, yeah, collapsed and ended
Mhm.
up killing 46 people, and they blamed it on the Mothman. When in truth, it was just uh, the failure of an eye bar in the suspension chain. Yeah.
Ah,
So it was the construction company or whoever goes out and
yeah,
makes bridges pushing off the blame to something that doesn't really exist.
totally. They're just all right. Spread some rumors. Everybody who works here, say that you saw some sort of owl Mothman
Yeah.
flying around.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, that was enough, guys, right? So you guys all want to lose your jobs? Or can we just blame it on a Mothman? Yeah, Mothman.
so I watched a video uh, that's called like True Terror or something with George Takei. And
True
he
terror.
Ooh, spooky. So uh he talked about like several other occasions that I could not find record of, but he talked about one mining event where the Mothman had shown up at the entrance of the mine and scared everybody. Like everybody evacuated the mine because they thought there was some like winged creature in there.
No.
And then like 30 minutes later, the mine there was an explosion and the mine collapsed. So some
Wow.
people theorize that the Mothman is some sort of warning. So he was
A
warning
harbinger of
people
death.
about the bridge, not he caused the collapse of the bridge.
Yeah, you know what? Like maybe these cryptids are actually maybe they're good guys. In the same way, like a dog or a cat senses an earthquake first.
Yeah.
Maybe
There was
these
something
maybe these
about the
monsters are the
Mothman
same.
being near it came before was it were you telling me that he came before the Chernobyl, like, or that people saw him before Chernobyl melted down, or am I thinking of the George Takei thing?
I think you're thinking of the George Takei thing, but
Okay. Yeah.
that sounds
There
crazy too.
are
I feel like you
claims
can
that
make
people
anything
saw him
up.
there. Yeah, it's true. You could probably
With
find
any of these
anyone who
cases.
said yes, that they saw it. If you just go to disasters and then ask people, hey, did you see like a man shaped like a moth?
Yes, definitely.
Yes,
It was.
I did.
You're talking to the guy that was like that works with the nuclear reactor meltdown system. Yes, it was
Yeah.
definitely a giant man that looked like a moth. It was definitely not me.
Businesses around the globe are blaming the Mothman for industrial disasters.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I guess the first time it was ever spotted was the 5 men were digging a grave at a cemetery in West Virginia and claimed to have seen a man-like figure fly low from the trees over their heads.
Ooh. See, that sounds like an owl.
Yeah, so
Like
it's
you're in a
either an owl
cemetery,
or
it's dark.
I was also seeing people suggest that there's a crane that it has like a 7-foot wingspan that lives in that area that is a pretty large bird, man-sized bird.
People see what they want to see.
Somebody also said that they would fake Mothman sightings by sending weather balloons tied to 2 flashlights up into the air.
Oh, that's hilarious. I love it. It's like the Loch
Yeah.
Ness Monster.
Yeah, totally.
It's like a nice little prank.
Ooh, spooky.
Who?
I'm sorry, did you say who?
Call Tommy back in.
Get our expert back on the horn. Well, yeah, I don't think I have any other owl related facts.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. I suppose that's a good rundown of important things about the World Health Organization.
Yeah. It's always nice to learn about who.
Yeah, I think Keith Moon really contributed a huge amount to the World Health Organization. Now you all know.
Yay!
Yeah, we did it.
Good 11th episode, and with a guest. Our first time getting a guest
Yeah,
speaker on
first
here.
time having an expert.
Fantastic. An expert. We should try and do that more often.
Yeah.
That felt good.
Yeah, if you're one of our millions of fans listening, you just go ahead and reach out. If you're an expert on anything, just let us know. Maybe we'll have you on the show.
And we're the ones that are going to be telling you the facts. It's going to be great.
Sounds fantastic. All right, well, that has been our show for this week. Thank you very much for listening. And make sure to check back next week for our very 12th episode.
Yay! Getting up there. Getting up there.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Ciao. Woo.